I was always the substitute, but I was the powerful substitute that used to score. Like Brenda, you know.
On rugby, I can confirm that, but football, I'm not quite sure. But still, staying matters, local sports, of course, the junior starlets are shining. How about Harambee Stars or Benny McCarthy's men? And of course, in camp, he's whittled down his squad from 41 or 42 to 23. And he's now facing or gearing for the World Cup qualifier. And Shtera, I see I'll bring you in here. You saw what Benny did. He's basically whittled down that squad, and the aim is now on Thursday when we take on the Gambia away. First of all, how confident are you the squad that has been named by Benny? I see actually the final list is largely dominated by foreign-based players.
Yes, first it's to mention that he had called up 48 for the first camp here in Nairobi, and whittling down the team to 25. Out of those 25, then we have only 4 local-based players. That tells you something. That, you know, Benny was not lucky to have enough time to prepare the boys, or to know them. Let me say to know them. And he came out and actually revealed that Kimanzi was instrumental in picking the team, which is okay, having been the interim head coach and also being now the director. But the question of having most of the foreign-based players who we know most of the times normally come to camp 2 days to the match or so is going to be quite a challenge, because really he has not worked with them. He's the one who is going to be on the touchline giving instructions, but he has not seen most of them. 21 of them are foreign-based. I want to believe maybe some of them maybe have not even stepped to camp by now. Maybe others are going to join the team straight in Cote d'Ivoire, because Gambia is hosting that match in Cote d'Ivoire at the Alassane Ouattara Stadium, which again is a disadvantage to us, because we are in the same group with Cote d'Ivoire. Meaning that we'll give them all the privilege to watch us there, simply because the Gambians are not able to host the match there at home is another disadvantage. But basically, I think what Benny has done and Kimanzi is to trust the people who have been tested before. I think that is what they have done, because he has not had enough time to be with the boys. He's just saying that let me work with the tested players before, and try just to instill the philosophy. Some of these top professionals, they can adapt to a strategy of a new coach very quickly, because they have played under different coaches at different top levels. But I'm worried a little bit because of the fact that McKinstry actually knows our boys. Because the Gambia coach has been here with God for a long time before he left. In fact, I remember he came on this set before he left, and we asked him that question. Now that you're going to handle Gambians and the knowledge you have for Kenya, you remember that grin, the way he was grinning, and he was suggesting that, yes, I know something is going to be an advantage, but a lot of factors play in. So what do I expect? For a long time, we have been playing, we have been changing ourselves into a lot of defensive football, especially under Firat, under Sebastian Minye. Kimanzi, when he came in, he showed some flair of attacking. Benny is known for that. At Manchester United, he was a forwards coach. So we want to expect that this time round, we are going to see a lot of attacking. Remember, we are in Group F. Cote d'Ivoire are already leading with 10 points. Gabon have 9. In each of the groups, one team, the top team, qualifies automatically for the 2026 World Cup. Then there is going to be 4 teams from across the groups, the best runners-up, which are going to play and seek another chance, to play in the playoffs. So Benny was clear during his unveiling that he will be seeking to, if not to top, at least to get either of those 4 slots. So what is very important is to know that we lost a match that's up to date, a draw that we got against Burundi. It pains me during Firat, because I believe we should have won that match. It would have given us a big difference by now. So we are not going there to try to get a draw. It's away. If we are to make it to where Benny is saying, then we have actually to upset Gambians away. Do I believe that it is possible? Yes, it is possible. But we have to get everything right before we come to Nyayo Stadium 3 days later. And Swila mentioned, by the way, and I'm happy, this one I have to mention, that yesterday's Shitera, you and I saw the value that our teams have been lacking since 2021, because since Nyayo was closed. And you look at the expectation you have when Gabo comes here on Sunday, I want to believe if FKF plans were, so that we don't, of course it's going to be an international break, we don't expect to have a league's action happening, then we can either actually fill Nyayo Stadium and give the boys that 12-man advantage we have been lacking for a long time. So for Benny, I think it's a blessing that what Firat never enjoyed here is going to be enjoyed come Sunday. So Harambee Stars, Kenyans are behind you, and we want to believe that it's going to be a good result in Gambia.
And of course, talking of the man in charge, Benny McCarthy, let's take a listen to his prognosis of the upcoming game.
Just for me to have also a look at players, because I wasn't fortunate enough to watch them a lot of matches. I've only been to one match so far since I joined, so I didn't get a wide variety of knowing who and what players are. So I had to kind of rely on the intel on Coach Francis and some of the coaches that's been part and parcel of the team before. So I had to rely on them, on certain players that I asked about and that, and also video analysis. When you watch videos, games, then you kind of see. I know it's not ideal, but I just had to, because the time that I came in wasn't enough. So
that's Benny McCarthy, the Bafana legend, now coaching Harambee Stars. Chitera, I like the fact that he's humble enough to admit that he's relied on Kimanzi to help him scout around, and local coaches. Most coaches would definitely not want to admit that, but you've seen him say that. But by and large, heading to Cote d'Ivoire for that tie, we are not in a very good position. If you look at that group, we have 5 points from, I think, 4 games, which is not really impressive. Burundi is ahead of us, the Ivorians are ahead of us. What must he do? Because he has a huge battle. Remember, the World Cup is set for next year in the Americas. And if we are to make it, we really have to get maximum results in these twin matches.
I think what is giving us hope is the chemistry between Coach Kimanzi and Benny.
And Kimanzi is now technical director.
He is a technical football development director. And I think he's laid the work already, and the coach is appreciating it, and I think they are working together. And you remember, even before Ferrat came in, we've been questioning, and we questioned the previous regime. Why did you let a performing coach in the name of Francis Kimanzi leave? No one answered us up to date. So I'm very hopeful that with Coach Kimanzi in assisting even the selection, we are confident. And we are not badly off. One win will change everything in that group. We've not lost. We've drawn 2 games and we've won 1. And an outstanding one is a draw against AFCON champions, Ivory Coast. It's not a mean feat. Let's celebrate it. And it's taking us into that encounter with the Gambia. Yes, Isia said that McKinstry might have known us. We also know him. It will also count as an advantage.
You know him, but not his players.
Yeah. No, we know him. And at the same time, he doesn't know Coach Benny McCarthy that much. So we are at par in as far as comparison is concerned. And I'm 100% sure that with proper planning of the players, we are going to pick a good result in Alassane Ouattara. Remember, it will be a journey to Ivory Coast. Sometimes it will take us out of the continent and then get back because of connecting flights. It's not an easy journey to Ivory Coast.
You can get a chartered flight.
Yeah, the government can get one, and those are the things I'm trying to put across, that the challenges that might come our way. But
so
with
early
inclusion,
preps, good logistics and whatnot.
Yeah, with the inclusion of young talents, I'm happy to see the likes of Kelly Madada in that squad, Ogam in that squad.
But now dropped, right?
Sorry?
Now dropped.
Yeah, Rian Ogama has been dropped.
He has been dropped, I
the
think,
final
because of the competition up front. But it's a good signal because the competition for the strikers position, I think, is very high. But all in all, I think the team that has been selected, let me say, by Coach Francis Kimanzi, is giving us a lot of hope. Remember, Engin Firat really battled so many injuries. Let us also not take that away from him. There were so many injuries in the back-to-back matches in the AFCON qualifiers. But now I think Coach Benny McCarthy has all the players he needs, and we can only pray for a good results in Ivory Coast. And the match at Nyayo National Stadium, I think, as you said, we will fill the stadium and give the boys the support they need and win that. So I'm talking of 6 points. If we can collect the 6 points, then the positions we are talking about, position 1 by Ivory Coast and position 2 by Gabon, I think we can overturn that.
I'll come to you.
I want just to correct something for the purpose of record. Shtera mentioned that we have not lost. Actually, we have lost
we have.
to Gabon, the first match.
Yes.
That's why I'm saying to compensate for that loss, because I believe that in the group from the beginning, we should have drawn away to Gabon, and then against Burundi should have won. That's why we are saying that we need to win at least 2 matches.
Actually,
2 matches away.
Right now, there's no margin for error.
There's no margin for error. But to make it.
Probably C and Mbari, I'll start with you. I'm looking at the final squad he mentioned or he named, and look at the attackers there. There's Masoud Juma, John Ayunga, Elvis Rupia, John Avire, and Mika Olunga. And purposefully let Mira down on this striker, Masoud Juma. Benny McCarthy has vindicated previous coaches. Probably, have we been too harsh on Masoud for no apparent reason? Because I'm seeing now 3 different coaches sticking to Masoud. Remember when it was during the stint of a former regime, there was this obsession, Masoud doesn't deserve to be in that club. But we are seeing even Benny, a new coach, is there. Have we been really unfair to Masoud Juma?
But Benny has clearly said that I was helped to come up with this squad.
So you think probably, does he deserve to be the squad?
No, he deserves, based on experience.
Swila, I believe you have been unfair to Masoud.
Yes.
Given that he has scored critical goals for the Kenyan team. Every now and then, you know, when we need him, he has been there, just like Olunga. And the return of Machapo, it brings more taste to the striking up front. You know, it's the same thing that happens to Masoud Juma. People are unfair to Masoud Juma, the same, but Rupia has scored goals, has shown his class, and he has been named. However, Swila, I'm a disappointed fan because James Kenyanjui has not been named in the final squad, and he has been a good striker for the KCB team. And I believe if you want to see the future of football,
he should have gotten a chance. So do you think he had good chances? Would he relish his chances against the 4 mentioned strikers in this? Or probably would have been a bench?
I believe so. I believe so. James Kenyanjui is an outstanding player. He has shown he can play from the wing, up front. You know, it's about being common to what the coach, like the new coach, is trying to reveal to the team. However, Swila, going forward, I believe we stand a chance with Olunga, Masoud Juma, and Avire. We stand a chance. However, Swila, Isia and Shitera are not saying that the inclusion of people like Yankuba Minte and Modu Fall, I think our defenders and the return of the guy from South Africa, Mandela, you know, we have a task there to defend these guys because they are lethal up front. So we have a serious task to handle there. Let's
analyze that squad and midfield. I'm really intrigued by the return of one Eric Johanna. Eric Johanna has been away for some time in the national colours, but is back in that midfield. What does he bring?
Well, let me start with the question that you had asked, because I think I need to answer it. Masoud Juma is a top striker. When you look at his qualities, one thing that I can tell, and I want to agree with Engin Firat, and even former coaches have spoken, that sometimes we lack in creativity from midfield to our strikers, so that we don't see the best from them. And I want to believe that really I'm waiting to see how Benny McCarthy is going to unlock this striking problem, so that we get the most value from our strikers. The Masood Juma I saw from his times at Kariobangi Sharks, from his times when we were broadcasting live Sekafa, the last edition that we hosted, final against Zanzibar, the screamer he scored, he is the top striker. The question is, how do you use them? And Filato was always saying that if we get creative players who are able to feed our strikers well, we can get more goals. So I think he deserves, like you are saying. The problem with Kenyans is that on social media, they make noise a lot. We make noise a lot on social media. And because of one mistake or the other, we can crucify our strikers. But the question is, how well do we feed them? I want to believe that there's going to be very heavy competition. And now we have Olunga there. Of course, his statistics speak for himself. John Avire, very good. A person who is like a donkey when it comes to work rate on the pitch.
Yeah, work ethic is quite high there.
And I want to believe that it's going to be. But entirely the squad, when you look at it, I may not have questions with Kinyanjui missing, because, like I said, I think what they are doing this time around is playing with players who have been tested at the international level for many days. Now, but as far as goalkeeping is concerned, I'm a little bit... asking why, I'm not worried, but I'm asking why Brian Odhiambo, who has been the top goalkeeper all through for the last like 6 months or so, 1 year, has missed even in the provisional squad. Of course, I'm happy that Swila, by the way, this is a very important point I want to put across, that under Benny, I want to believe we won't have the elements of players who have been selling matches. It is known that there are players who, at the club level, have been dismissed from their clubs. Notwithstanding their talent, but because they are known, they have been selling matches. I just want to protect somebody, but it's known. And I want to believe that this time round, you know, Swila, confidentially, Matasi was not doing well. He's a top player, but when even clubs complain that this player is getting involved in things that really are serious, like match fixing and all that, because you wonder, Shitera, how you force a draw against the African champions Cote d'Ivoire, but you reach a point you're playing Burundi, Aloli Burundi, and you can't manage some funny goals. I want to believe this time round, those things are in the past as far as our football is concerned.
John Kenda, welcome to the program. Albeit you are late.
Some technical issues happened.
Okay.
I'd recorded.
But you've fed your Hot 96 listeners.
Yes. With the latest.
With the latest. With the latest. We're just wrapping up on this topic of Harambee Stars. Yes. But look at that midfield. Johanna returning, Eric Johanna. What a boost probably to the team. Odada there, Anthony Teddy, Akumu. Could we see the coach opt for double pivots in midfield?
Yeah, those are two, they're great players, I can say so. They can deliver, we've seen them delivering in the previous matches. But my problem here is, when McCarthy came in, he promised that it's going to, age will not matter, as long as someone is going to deliver. Age will not matter. But for someone whose project is the African Nations Championship and someone whose project is African Cup of Nations 2027, don't you think like maybe some more young players need to be given that opportunity to be part of the team and get the exposure as early as possible? I believe, let's give him time. I don't want to judge him. I don't want to be harsh on him. But I told him one thing, remember on Kijiweni, you better learn some Swahili because Kenyans will come for you. And they are watching big time. So I don't want to be hard on him.
Let us give him his first match.
Let's give him the first two games. The first 2 games on Thursday and 3 days later. Okay. Then we will see. Because at some point, you see, I was telling Bensu on Kijueni the other day, Alex Kenyo is dark skin, Bensu is light skin. Makosa kitokea tu mahali, chances za Alex kuwekwa pingu ziko high kushinda.
Hata kama hajafanya.
But you see, hii squad ukiangalia vizuri, there's someone behind it. And I like the fact that Benny McCarthy said it's true. Kimanzi helped me big time to select this squad because he's just been at the country the last 2 weeks. And the good thing is that Kimanzi has been given that position to be the director of football. Let's give them time. but we should not over-expect from them.